So now that I've established the connection with the web server, I can then actually connect to it all the time. So I can turn on my connection. It will tell me that it's connecting and it'll tell me when it is successful so that I can then upload. And it says, file activity is complete. You are now connected to the web. So now what I can do is I can upload whatever I want to that server. I essentially want to upload everything. There's sometimes when you don't want to upload everything, like for instance, I'm going to go show you my foods website. I don't need to upload this Illustrator file because that Illustrator file never needs to be viewed by other people. But in the case of the notes website, I have nothing in here that isn't being used. If I look at my live view on my website, I'm using my index, I'm using the style sheet, I'm using the notes header image right here, I'm using my Bernie meme right here, and I'm linked to my code pen, which I also want available. So everything needs to be uploaded. The other thing that is important is that the folders need to be uploaded in the right format as well, because I've created a link. I've created a link to go into the assets folder and find the notes header. I need this duplicated on my web server right here. There needs to be an assets folder with that inside of it so it still knows where to find it. So I'm going to take my whole notes website. I'm going to click on the folder up at the top. I'm going to make my connection. And then once it's connected, I'm going to, with this selected, it'll select everything inside of it. I'm going to upload and put those files on the remote server. It says, are you sure you want to put the entire site? Yes, we do. So we're going to click OK, and we're going to upload that to the web. You can see it working over here. It's uploading it. It's doing everything. It'll let me know when it's done by giving me a little check mark next to the web file. Now, if I go to my file manager and I refresh it, I now have all my files. Now, what's very important is that I should have an index here. The index 2 was already there. That was something they created, but the index needs to be there. Now, here's the tricky part. Does it work? Well, going back to this other tab, I'm going to go to my website. My website is right here, sylviasnotes.apz.com. Okay, if you need it, it's up at the top as well, multiple times, all those kinds of things. Essentially, I can also click right here for domain names and click on it, and it should take me to the site. If you get an error like this, you may have to wait until it reloads and gets that information for you. Okay, mine saving services for this domain name have been disabled. So I'm going to go check some things out to make sure it's working. So if yours is not working like mine, and it's saying something like services for this domain name have been disabled, unfortunately, you may have to wait a few hours. So I went to my site and went to my domain checker, and I put in my domain of sylviasnotes.apz.com and hit check domain. And I went through and it says everything's good. Everything looks good. So it does say that it could take a few hours to take effect. So I'm going to wait a few hours and come back and check it. But the hope is that it's working then. And if it's not, we'll evaluate that in the next video. Or you can contact your instructor to get some help.